Hey YouTube, you just found my channel. Welcome. So this is the kind of first intro video that I'm putting up here. A little bit about me. My name is David. I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I'm trained in both traditional talk therapy as well as something called somatic therapy, which is just therapy that works with trauma and resilience in the body, and especially in the part of our nervous system that's responsible for like fight, flight, freeze responses and things like that. I'm also a CrossFit level one trainer, and really have a lot of emphasis in my work on a holistic view of health and wellness, that how we relate to ourselves, how we relate to others, how we relate to our bodies, our emotions, all of that stuff is interconnected. And we, while we talk about them as if they're separate things, very often the picture when we start looking at it, when someone comes into my office, between how is your social health and how is your emotional health, and how is your physical health, not just in a fitness capacity, though that's definitely part of it, but also in a self-regulatory capacity. That is, how much self-regulation after something that's very stressful or maybe traumatic am I capable of? What does it take to get me back to my base level? Which very often for trauma survivors, um, that window kind of resets in an unhelpful way. So when we think about physically, what is our health like? Socially, emotionally, cognitively, all that stuff I would bunch together. And so the content on this channel is going to reflect that. I'm going to talk about a number of different things. CrossFit is an important part of my life. Like I mentioned, I'm a level one trainer, and I have a private practice in Fuquay Varina, North Carolina. And more recently, I'm getting involved with a nonprofit called Forging Youth Resilience. They partner with different gyms and bring access to fitness, nutrition, mentoring, stuff like that to youth who otherwise might not have access to those resources, because um, being invested in things like mental health and in wellness and in flourishing, it is good that we have people to work with individuals, work with couples, work with families. Um, but really, there's a lot of good to be done in thinking in terms of communities, and how do we build more resilient communities, and how do we build better communities who are able to flourish together in that way. So, those are some of the things you're going to hear on this channel. Um, if you're familiar at all, right now there's this big worldwide event that happens that marks the beginning of the CrossFit season called the CrossFit Open. It's three workouts they release, one workout a week, and local gyms have like really big events. Our gym will split the participants up into like teams. Like this year, our theme is Barbie and Ken, so there's a team Barbie, team Ken, and on Saturday we hold this like massive big event where everyone does this really hard workout. On Thursday, the workout gets announced, and a couple hours later, a couple members from each team at our gym Thursday night do a throwdown with really no mental preparation at all. You just kind of like, you find out what the workout is, and you're like, I guess I'll start warming up, which is awesome, and I love that. So I will hopefully be participating. I will be participating in the Open. I will be participating in hopefully the Thursday piece. But so that's going to be a topic that comes up a lot. I also want to talk a lot about fitness and health, moving in the direction away from pathology. A lot of what I do in my office is, how do I get you from a really bad place to a place where we're at our baseline again, where we're managing a little bit better. What we often don't think about, it's become a little bit more, I'm hearing it more in kind of the broader cultural conversations of the last several years, which is really encouraging, is thinking about resilience. I got into that specifically in my first career. I was in the Army and was a resilience trainer there. And when your home environment, when your operating space is people whose job it is really, if you think about the military, your job is having really bad days. That's kind of it. Whatever your job is, I was a radio operator. If you're a radio operator or a mechanic or a cook, the thing that sets you apart from someone who works in communications or the culinary industry or is an engineer out in the civilian world is that you learn how to do whatever that thing is under really bad conditions. And so I very quickly took an interest in, all right, what makes some people able to persist or adapt in a way, and I'm going to come back to that in a later video, um, that allows them to get back inside this what we call window of tolerance, and what are the things, what are the habits, what are the conditions that facilitate that kind of resilience, and then how do I recreate those? How do I invest in the spaces where I'm at in a way that I'm helping foster that in others, and as I'm able to foster it myself. So I'm going to talk a lot about resilience on this channel. I'm going to talk about a lot about health from a very holistic point of view. I am going to talk about CrossFit and fitness also. I am not a subject matter expert, but like a lot of other folks, I got introduced when I was in the Army by a guy who, caught me on a bodybuilding website at my work and was like, "Is that your sport, bro? Is that what you do?" And I was like, "No, why?" He was like, "You give me 6 weeks to tell you what to eat and how to train, and we'll see where we're at after that, And so he got me into it, and that was 2011, and it's been many fitness ventures, running half marathons, full marathons, a surgery that went badly, some injuries later, and CrossFit's still kind of the mainstay. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why some of that philosophy extrapolated out and how we think about things like psychological fitness and relational fitness and emotional fitness is a really good model of health that way as well. So yeah, I guess that kind of situates us for like video number one. I don't actually have like a content, although I've been kicking around this idea of having a like resilience WOD in CrossFit world. If you're not a CrossFitter and you're just here for the mental health and resilience stuff, the workout of the day is referred to as the WOD. Um, and so who knows, maybe I'll put little snippets of just kind of tools and helpful things to incorporate into your week or your daily routine or whatever. But yeah, so that's what this channel is going to be about. If that sounds like your thing, if that sounds like your lane, you're like one or more of those sound interesting to me, then like, subscribe, share, get the word out. And as you guys are responsive, we will collaborate and co-create something that is hopefully helpful for all of us. So we'll see you in the next video.